Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ. And how the mighty have fallen. We take our first loss. Drops us down to 6-1, 3-1 in the conference. But look who's ahead of us, man. We have a huge, we are the best conference in football right now. Look at everybody above me. Ohio State 7-0, Michigan State 7-0, Michigan 7-0. Let's go to the other side. Iowa 7-0. So this is a mighty year for the Big Ten. Let's actually look at the SEC really quick. Let's just look at them really quick. So they have one 7-0 team, Alabama, but then Georgia, Auburn, and Florida are the only one-loss teams behind them. But I think, man, it's a Big Ten takeover this year. But let's just look to see how our path shapes up for the rest of the season, because we have to catch up, because Michigan State owns the tiebreaker between us, beating us head-to-head. So let's just look at the teams above us. So Michigan, I think the Big Ten is just going to beat up on each other, because look, Michigan State this week. Then they go to Penn State. Then they play us. Then they play Iowa, and then Ohio State. So who knows if they get through that patch? They are clearly the best team in football. They're 99 overall everything right now. Michigan State, they go up against Michigan. Ohio State after that, then a tune-up game for Rutgers. Then they go Penn State and the Terps. Look at Ohio State moving on. The Terps, number 21. Michigan State, number 6. Penn State, us, then Michigan. All these teams right here are just going to beat up on each other. It's going to be a tough road to see who's going to win our division, but one of us has got to come out on top. Damn, I can't believe we lost that last game, but we gotta make up for it. We're going up against Rutgers this week. They're 2-5, but then we go up against Maryland, who's no scrub. Maryland gives me a tough game every time I play them. Michigan 99 overalls. I'm kind of nervous for that game. Ohio State and then Penn State. So this is not going to be an easy road if we want to contend for the Big Ten championship and possibly a national championship. But we have to win out. We have to win the rest of our games. We have to execute on offense. We can't make those mistakes that we made last game. Throwing 2 picks early in the game really came back to bite us. But man, the Big Ten Conference is mighty, and they're not going away anytime soon, led by Michigan, 99 overall everything. But let's just hop into this game, man. Going up against Rutgers, who's at the bottom of our division here. But we got to make up for it, man. Let's just get it. Let's go. Last game proved that these sliders are now, I don't know if they're a lock, but I'm pretty comfortable with them right now, because it gives me a good challenge. And I was putting up 70 points on Illinois. That was just ridiculous, but I think that was bad Illinois. Less of the sliders, and maybe the sliders took a couple games to kick in, took a game or so to kick in, because I'm liking what I'm seeing right now, and I think I'm getting a good balance, especially the play call. The play call is pretty much all over the place for the computer, and that's what I wanted it to be. I didn't want them to call the same plays. But let's just hop into this game, man. So Kareem Walker starting out, getting the ball early. Look at this vision, following his block, staying behind him, getting an 11-yard gain on the Rutgers first drive. And we get in for the sack. Nick Collins, the freshman, the true freshman, starting at the right end position. So on a 2nd and 16, Lewis is going to drop back. Marcelino Ball is going to step in front of this one and run it in for the touchdown. And that was just a lollipop throw that time by Jonathan Lewis on his first pass attempt of the game. Is a pick 6, and Marcelino Ball continues a great defensive career for the Indiana Hoosiers. So they get the ball back here, 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Lewis is going to drop back on a fake handoff, throw the ball to Mitchell. He's going to get to the 40-yard line on a 20-yard reception that time. So Lewis is going to, on the next play, give a draw play this time to Kareem Walker. He's going to get a nice almost 10-yard gain. But on a third and 10 later in this drive, he's going to throw the ball to Kareem Walker, but it's going to be short of the first down. Actually tackled behind the line that time by Marcelino Ball. They're going to attempt a field goal, but this one's going to look like it's online, but then be wide left. So the Indiana Hoosiers take over, and Ramsey is just finding Tasir Mack. Tasir Mack is such a great outside receiver, giving the ball this time to Devontae Williams on the 10-yard gain. So on a 2nd and 9, almost inside the red zone, he's going to drop back, find Dave Ferguson over the middle, reliable slot receiver, almost getting the first down. But on a 2nd and 18, we get sacked to force a 2nd and 18 to round out the quarter. We find Tasir Mack on the outside, but on 3rd and 2, we see Joe Richard open in the flat, but the blitz is too much. We get hit on the throw, and we are forced to settle for 3 points on that drive. So the Rutgers Scarlet Knights take over, and Lewis is actually finding a little groove, finding his tight end this time, Griffin Stewart, getting past the 50-yard line. So on a 2nd and 10 later in this drive, he has all day to throw, sits back in the pocket, finding his tight end one more time, and on a 3rd and 1, they attempt to run the ball to Kareem Walker once again, but he's tackled behind the line by Raekwon Jones, the All-American, and on the field goal that looked like it was going to miss right, curves back in. So now it's a 7-point game, 4 minutes left in this half, and Ramsey going to try to get some points on the board, finding Dave Ferguson, the freshman, out of the slot position. So on a 2nd and 9, going to drop back, throw the ball deep, and Tasir Mack absolutely burns the corner on that one. And that was that was a perfect pass on that one by Ramsey, and a rare bomb that we have on our team. But Ramsey, look at that throw, just straight on a dime, perfect in stride, and Tasir Mack gets the touchdown this time. So now we're up 2 scores before halftime, but I mean, they have enough time to drive down the field, and they have Kareem Walker, who finds an open lane, getting past the 50-yard line, barely on that one. So on a 1st and 10, more of Kareem Walker, and we missed the tackle on that one by Burgess, and he stumbles up past the 30-yard line. So Kareem Walker, he's showing that he's got some vision, he's got some power, but we give up a big play on a 3rd and 14 to Bo Melton. Look at this. Our corner collides Andre Brown with Richie Simmons, and that allows a receiver to get wide open, and that wasn't even a rub route. That was just coincidental that my linebacker collided with the corner, and they capitalize. So now we get the ball back, a minute left in this half, trying to at least get 3 on the board. So now we're at the midfield strike. Ramsey is gonna drop back, roll out to the right, have an open lane, get to about the 40-yard line. So we're about probably like 5 yards away from our kicker's field goal range. And on a 1st and 10, Joe Richard is going to run over 2 defenders on his way to the 20-yard line. Look at that power that time by Joe Richard. So on a 2nd and 3, 30 seconds left in the half, Joe Richard runs the double move and gets open for the touchdown. Joe Richard, reliable. I mean, he is Mr. Reliable. Seriously, he reminds me of Baby Gronk. I mean, Gronk, but I call him Baby Gronk because, man, he just finds a way to get open. I believe I can fly. Bruh. And look at that, man. We had an open pick on that one. The quarterback, Lewis, lobs it up. Rutledge cannot make the interception that time. So, you know this Heisman cheese. They're going to capitalize. Getting the ball to Mitchell this time for a 11-yard reception. But on a 3rd and 1, they attempt to run the ball with Dunlap, and he gets to the outside, and that's going to be a touchdown for Rutgers. And they're proving that even though they're 2-5, they are still a good team. They can actually run the ball. They still have some offense, and this is closer than what I thought it would be. But, I mean, we have some playmakers on the offensive side of the ball this time, finding Tasir Mack is Peyton Ramsey. But on a 3rd and 10, going to drop back, finding Dave Ferguson past the 50-yard line. So our star receivers are definitely showing up and especially Joe Richard. This time getting a rare catch by Nick Westbrook, who's actually buried on the depth chart, but he gets in on that one in the slot. But we get inside the goal line, and Devontae Williams finishes it off. So we're back up by 2 scores in this one, but they have Kareem Walker on their side, and their run blocking is doing so well this game. Kareem Walker is having a pretty good day running the ball, and Richie Simmons makes him punishes him on that one. So now they're facing a 3rd and 9, and Lewis is going to have all day to throw.
Damn!
But Richie Simmons lays the boom and breaks up the pass. So we force a punt on that one. But on 3rd and 10, we try to throw the ball to Dave Ferguson. So we give the ball right back on that drop pass. And, I mean, this game still isn't over. It's still the 3rd quarter. They're only down by 2 scores. So the Rutgers offense showing some versatility, throwing the ball with Lewis. He made that mistake early in the game, but he's definitely recouping here. Finding his receiver Hansford on the outside there past the 50. And on a 1st and 10, who else? Kareem Walker's breaking a tackle in the backfield, getting up for an 8-yard gain. But on a 3rd and 1, attempting to run the ball, but Burgess is there for the tackle in the backfield. That one's on Dunlap. But on a 4th and 2, they attempt to run a speed option, but we get to Lewis, and that's a gang tackle on that one. We kind of shield the pitch off. Nick Collins does a good job of tackling him on the outside shoulder, preventing the pitch from happening. So now there's 5 minutes left in this 4th quarter, and I'm just trying to keep the ball out of that offense's hand, because Kareem Walker is dangerous. He can just run the ball like no other. He's got power. So we're just going to try to milk the clock here. Now 3.5 minutes left in this half, and 2 minutes left at this point, and we're running the ball this time, getting smacked by Devontae Williams, reminiscent of the last game with that hit. So on a 4th and goal, we go for it this time. On our 4th and 1 this time, we're going for the triple option, and we convert instead of just the straight handoff, and we kneel it. We milk 5 minutes off the clock on that one drive, and we go on to win this game by 2 scores. And that was actually a tougher game than what we thought. 2-5 Rutgers, they put up a pretty good fight on that one. But in the end, our defense prevails. Taseer Mack with over 100 yards receiving on that long bomb of a touchdown. Perfect throw by Ramsey on that one. And Marcelino Ball shows out on defense. 7 tackles total, 6 solo, an interception. But hit subscribe, hit that like button. Next week we're going up against Maryland, a key conference game for us. So let's just get it. Let's go.